And what I learned is that there was actually a historically accurate order of scholar warrior mystical knights in ancient Egypt called the Jedi. How do you know? Well, this symbol is called a Djed pillar. It is carved all over ancient Egypt. Looks a lot like a lightsaber, doesn't it? Well, it should, because it is. If you make that exact same shape out of the right kinds of metal and add an electrolyte like lemon juice, that is a schematic for a fully functioning flashlight. This would light up under its own power simply by adding lemon juice. Pretty good for a bunch of people 9,000 years ago. But wait, there's more. Remember how I said the 1111 actually translates straight to angel? Because it does. Tip that sword over on its side, it spells out 1111. So the Djed pillar, one of its signifiers was to represent the spine of Osiris. It is a sign of stability and strength. Now here's where it gets interesting. Osiris was the good king, the Jedi were his knights. Osiris was tricked and killed by a guy named Seth. So we have Jedi versus Seth for the last 9,000 years. Cute, right? Yeah, by the way, Seth also means set, which is where we get the word Satan, which is why reset means re-Satan. No thank you. So, it gets better. Because this sword that I'm holding right now, this is called the Waylighter. And I have been trying to get you this sword for umpteen years because I knew I couldn't build a program around a fire staff or a fire sword. Why? Because trailer parks burn down. So I knew I needed an electronic version, and I have been grinding so hard, wading through so many sabotages from people like Wassermans, Castros, Kaisers, McCarthy's. Like an endless litany of the worst names from history have been affecting and killing my business. And just a quick testimonial for Kung Flo. The techniques you learn from spinning the sword or the staff are applicable to everything else you do. Because I got so many sabotage attempts sent at me, I was like, I'm gonna have to build this myself. I literally can't trust anyone anymore. And so I sat down and figured out how to do it. This is simply bicycle grips with something called a lock-on grip. This is a flashlight that I got from Harbor Freight, and it has this cool USB slidey port here, which allows you to recharge. And oh look, a Q. Quantum. The word quantum is the next big thing, folks. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Quantum computers are shaped pretty much exactly like a Djed pillar. So imagine my surprise after I've been through all of this and had all these weird coincidences, when in about 2012 I made a foam version of this and settled on pretty much this exact shape. It's already carved all over ancient Egypt by people called Jedi. Here's my favorite part about the Jedi. They would incarnate onto planets in times of turmoil in order to help provide stability and return the land to peace and prosperity. AKA right now. Yep, that is us. This is real. And again, folks, there's no way all this happened by accident. So let's make it even more interesting. The Jedi were self-selecting regenerators of the cosmos. And the self-selecting is the best part, because you didn't have to have the Force or high midichlorians or money or connection to get into the order. You just had to have a good heart and a willingness to live a life of service. And then they would teach you some truly magical things about yourself that almost no one knows. How do you know? Well, the DJ in Jedi is actually a root sound that means snake or serpent, because the ancient Egyptian Jedi studied Kundalini yoga. They would raise the serpent energy at the base, stored at the base of the spine, up in a double DNA helix pattern up to their crown chakra. And when you were able to open up that all the way, that's when your force power is unlocked. That is also the symbol for the caduceus, the modern symbol of medicine. That is a contact sword with the double DNA snake helix and then the angel wings. Yeah, that didn't happen by accident, folks, because this sword's number one purpose is to heal PTSD. So, now, let's make it really wild. Oh yeah, folks, here's where it gets crazy. Yeah, so hop on the crazy train with me, because this one's going to end at a station with enough logic to make you understand it. Thankfully, because other people have grounded this into reality for me.